Hello and welcome once again to Hour 1. As always, I'm Charlie, and this time we're checking out the game Splatoon on the Nintendo Wii U. As always, I'll be playing the first hour of the game and giving my thoughts and impressions on it afterwards. Now, seeing this is a multiplayer game, I'll probably play about a half hour of the single player, and then try and find a couple of the online matches to jump into as well. So with that being said, though, let's get to it. Starting the timer now, I guess. Dear God, those tilt controls are bad. Let's see. Alright, I'm green now. It's certainly cute. I need to play with the sensitivity again. It's getting ridiculous. Am I missing where it shows my ink level when I'm not? Oh, it's my back, I assume. Yeah. Feel kind of stupid now. That also works. So, this raises a very interesting question. Can you actually complete run out of ink if you have to have ink to refill the ink? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sensing any danger, though, that comes along with these missions. Maybe that's intentional for the early stuff, but not really sensing a threat of any kind. This game is most definitely at its best when you're busy kind of squidding around. That's a sentence, sadly. Squidding around. Big angry face. And up we go. That's it. There we go. Away we go. And rule of 3. Yeah, rule of 3. That's good at least. I get mad when games don't abide by the rule of 3. Bunch of Japanese players, huh? Okay. Damn you, cluster bomb. So it's just kind of a one-sided slaughter thing going on. Yeah, I got cocky. Oh, squid mode feels so good. Oh, you can fall through that in squid mode. Good to know. Didn't put that together initially. Gotcha, sucker. Ooh, new map. And we're pink. Oh, this team gets it. So squid that can't go into water. We got this. Maybe we don't actually. I don't know. I think we won by a hair. Yeah, just by a little bit. Really? Kill a boy on a Wii? You named your Wii character Kill a Boy? Sorry, your me Kill a Boy? That's... That's cute, but stupid. I do like the occasional inclusion of a paintball barrier, though. It's a nice completely unnecessary but fun touch nonetheless. I think they won, but I'm not sure. Ah! You're more than I thought. Still first. Oh, perfect timing. Alright, so that's an hour. You heard the alarm go off. So, Splatoon, I'm not sure where to start with this one. I like it. It's fun. It's cute. I'm just not sure it's worth a full-priced purchase, I guess. There's two modes. There's the battle kind of versus mode, and there's this adventure mode, I want to call it. I'm not sure you can call it. It's more of a puzzle solving than anything else, and that's a lot of fun. I initially picked this up being kind of concerned that this was just a multiplayer game, and if that was the case, I was probably not going to enjoy it because the multiplayer looks cool, but it's not anything amazing. I'll get to that in a second. I guess I'm going to go in chronological order of how I played it. But the adventure mode, the solo mode's kind of cool. You're going around, you're solving puzzles. It's not hard. I'm not sure I died until I got to the first boss fight, and that's because the boss landed on me. I'm not sure it's supposed to be hard though either. They're fun. If you're a fan of puzzlers, it's a good. It's not the hardest puzzle, but they're cute. They're fun. This is a game you could play with like a little kid and not be bored out of your mind or something like that. Like it's not hard, but it's not mindlessly stupid. And the whole paint mechanic does add some neat fun to it. On that topic, actually, the squid mechanic, the diving into ink and doing the wall moves and the jumps, that is really cool. And I wish there was like a squid racing mode or something. Like in multiplayer, once you get in this habit, if you're shooting and you jump into the squid and you go forward, that same trick actually works in single player as well. There's a bunch of cool stuff that revolves around your shapeshift into the squid, which I thought was really, really, really cool. The shooting controls and the second-to-second kind of gun mechanic parts of the game, not so great, unfortunately. And I feel kind of a jerk saying that because this is not an FPS. This is not third person. It's not Gears of War. It's not a Call of Duty. It's not a Destiny. It's not even a better one like a Mercenaries or I don't know, Unreal Tournament knockoff. It's supposed to be a fun, kind of easy shooter, and that shows up. I had to turn it off, but the game initially starts with tilt controls for the aiming. So literally you moved around with your left thumb. You tilted the camera right to left with your right thumb, and you looked up and down by tilting the controller, which, if that sounds like hell, it kind of was. Like, it was kind of painful for me to do. And then even just fine-tuning it into what the controls I wanted to be once I got set up to just being the sticks, it still doesn't feel perfect. It's better than it was, but it took a lot of playing around with it to find a sensitivity that worked for me. And I don't know, something about the Wii gamepad does not work well for shooters in my mind. I'm not sure why. It never feels totally comfortable, especially because there's lots of jumping around on buttons. And speaking of buttons, actually, the jump button is X, and I've harped on this a couple times with Wii games. I would love to remap it to anything else. I get it's the closest one to the thumbstick, but it feels really unnatural for me to go directly to that one. I use my Wii U the least of all three consoles I own, so kind of pot calling to hell black in some cases, but something about the controls where just don't quite flow as well as they should, I guess. And that's my biggest gripe, I guess. The game has a lot of promise. It could use a little more polish. It could use a little more variety to it. Like, little things like the characters start off pretty generic looking. They're cool looking because they're kind of these weird squid hybrid people things. And that's a cool look in my mind. And there's a bunch of customization ups, but you don't unlock those to level 4 of the multiplayer. Until you reach rank 4 of the multiplayer, I should say. Maybe you unlock some stuff by playing around in the single player, but it seems like a lot of the cool stuff in the game, like all the outfits and customization details, are locked away behind the multiplayer, which by no means is hard. Hell, after one match, I was coming in first consistently, which we'll get to in a second. Again, I know I keep saying that, so you can jump in. So I guess jumping from one to the other. The multiplayer in this game is fun. There's no... I hate to say it, there's no real skill involved in it. It's pretty goddamn easy. I picked it up really quickly, and if you're coming from a more competitive game, like I've been playing a lot of the Destiny PvP lately, and some other games for that matter, it feels really, really casual, which, again, not a bad thing, but does not feel rewarding. Like, I got 2 matches in, I think, and I was consistently coming in first with the basic guns in the game. Nothing fancy, nothing powerful. I don't know. Like, it's cute, it's fun, it's obviously for people younger than I am, but it lacks a lot of depth, and the unlock system for it is seemingly based around level and also doing the single player, which is good, except, again, there seems to be a lot of weapons locked behind a progression wall, which there should be, but when literally getting a better weapon in the game made me better at multiplayer, you feel a little bit cheated by that, I guess. I don't know. Like, it's a really cool idea. The only one I've played so far is essentially Control, where it's you spraying paint as much as you can to cover as much area, and I'm not sure people get that. Like, a lot of people are playing this in a deathmatch style scenario where they're trying to get as many kills as possible, and I was managing to rack up serious points by just focusing on paint the ground, which takes 0 skill, really, and while kills were useful in that case, they really weren't the most important detail. I don't know. Like, I've played some games in the past, like Counter-Strike, where the community got bored playing the objective and tried going to a deathmatch style thing regardless of what the objective was, and that worked for that game but doesn't work for this game. Like I said, I kept coming in first on my team simply because I was playing the rules and not because I was better or trying harder or anything. The other players were really. It felt my victory felt cheapened by this detail, and that's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Unfortunately, I don't know. So I guess to sum up, the game's got a lot of cool promise to it. I just wish there was more there, and there'd been a little more polish. Some of the guys at Nintendo have been on record basically saying like they hate derivative shooters and stuff like that. This game does not show their hatred and kind of shows, yeah, Call of Duty comes out every year, but, you know, they've got a formula down pretty well for what makes a good shooter at the end of their day. And this one's not bad, but it could use more and faster and a little more skill involved in it. Like, maybe if there's a whole set of ranked matches, maybe I'll feel differently there, but I don't think I'm going to. And the single player is cool. I actually want to play a lot more of the single player because it's these kind of fun puzzles. But again, I'm not picturing them ever being exactly hard. They're going to be a fun diversion at best would be my bet. But I don't know. I'm only an hour into this game, obviously. It's like I said, this game has a lot of promise. It's a cool idea. And maybe Splatoon 2 will nail it. But this doesn't seem to have everything there it needs to be a full price game. Like, if this was even a $40 or a $30 game, I'd be saying this game was amazing. But for a full retail price, it feels a little shallow and not quite as refined as I'd like it to be. But with that being said, I'm going to keep playing this. It's neat. It's kind of paintball-y. It's got a cool design set. It's a lot of fun, too. Like, I'm not sure when video games went from being fun to what they are now, but I really occasionally miss fun. And this game has fun up the wazoo. Like, I guess to backtrack a little bit, if you're looking for a nice, simple, fun game, this is it. This really is it. You can play with almost any age, I'm willing to bet, and you wouldn't feel weird about it. Like, nothing's going to happen. There's no voice chat to ruin your day by making a bunch of kids hear a bunch of horrible obscenities or anything like that. And they're not going to find it hard, and it's something anyone can pick up and play pretty easily, I'm willing to bet. But yeah, like I'm already doing, I'll keep playing some more. This is cool. Woo! Skate park. Please tell me I can do crazy jumps with my squid.